Hi traders, my name is Duncan Cooper and I'm a Senior Market Strategist and Trading Mentor at AUDJPY Securities. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the key trading levels for the week ahead for the pairs the Australian dollar to the Japanese yen, the Australian dollar to the US dollar, the euro to the Japanese yen, the euro to the US dollar, the pound to the Japanese yen and the pound to the US dollar. So let's get into the first pair. Hi traders, hope you had a great trading week. Now I'm on the Aussie Yen day chart. I've got my monthly, weekly, daily support and resistance levels all drawn in. They're in the description below. I'll just talk about the ones closest to price action now. Whilst we're in a downtrend on the higher time frames here on the Aussie Yen, the day chart is rather consolidatory. We've moved back up to resistance. We've got monthly resistance here, 90.51, but primarily we're coming up to test weekly resistance again here at 90.82. You can see over the last 3 trading days we've been holding there, so that's a level to watch at the start of the week at 90.82 up to 9100, the daily resistance level. Is price going to hold here? Fail once more for a movement back down to test what is weekly support at 87.28. Alright, so it's really holding at weekly resistance. Is it going to trade back down to weekly support? Of course, price could move through this area, so the area to watch at the start of the week is 90.82 to 9100. Does that hold as resistance for a decline back down the range? Alright traders, moving on to the Aussie dollar. Rather range bound, it's trading between weekly support 66.81 and weekly resistance at 68.93. Will that range hold? We failed there on Wednesday at the top. Will we fail there at the start of the week? Will we come up, retest and hold at 68.93, approximately 6900 level, and move back down to support? Of course we can break through, so watch 68.93. Do we break above? If we break above, we could be coming up now to test monthly resistance at 69.67. So we may see a movement up towards the 70 level. So at the start of the week, watch 68.93. If that holds, have the expectation that price will move back down to support. Alright traders, moving on to the Euro Yen. Now, if you go to your monthly chart, you'll find the significant levels that I'm looking at. Last week we came up to 141.04 monthly resistance. We do have weekly resistance here too. Held there 2 trading days. Are we going to come back up and retest weekly and monthly resistance here? 140.89, 141.04. Hold, put in a further lower top to come down and retest monthly support 137.49 and weekly support at 137.31. So will the downtrend hold, or we move back down to retest support? Alright, moving on to Euro dollar now. The Euro dollar did finish negative for the week. We have actually formed a lower top to a lower bottom. Yes, a strong day up on Friday from daily support. Lots of candle highs here. And we're back up to 106.35 monthly resistance here. And weekly resistance just below at 106.15. So will we hold above pretty much the 10600 level next week, or are we going to put in another lower top? We may just come up to all these candle highs, might just come up fractionally next week. Do we form a lower top to move back down to retest day support at 104.79 and move below? Now of course had a very strong day Friday, that may just continue straight up and we could be looking at these high levels of resistance for a retest, but it is in a downtrend. I know we had a very positive day Friday, but that's just one day. Does that continue into the new week, or do we simply start to top out, put in a lower top to move back down? Alright, up next, pound yen. Now, last 2 trading days we've been held at this level of daily resistance. We have a lower top to a lower bottom. We're going to form a lower top here to move down to re-challenge weekly support. So does this area hold for a movement back down to challenge, retest weekly support at 155.59, or do we break above, become support, for a move up towards this weekly resistance level. So the last 2 trading days we've held at 159.72. So an approximate 62% retracement on the day chart here. Is that going to form a lower top here for a movement down to test weekly support next week? Alright traders, last pair to review for the weekend, pound dollar. Now we did form a lower top and move to a lower bottom last week. Of course Friday was very positive on poor US data, but all these candle highs here over the last week or two pretty much holding underneath this daily resistance level here at 121.06. So that's the line in the sand to watch at the start of the week. Does 121.06 hold still as resistance for a move back down to test the 11900 level? Or of course at the start of the week we could just break above this level. So we could break above that level, it becomes support for a move up to test these higher levels of resistance. So rather consolidatory. We have formed a lower top. Will that newly formed downtrend hold? Will 121.06 remain as resistance for a move back down to retest 119 next week? Okay traders, that's my analysis for today. If you want to keep up to date with my analysis, simply subscribe to the channel. I look forward to seeing you next time. Now if you'd like to follow my forex trading analysis throughout the week, why not subscribe to the ACY Securities live interactive trading feed Telegram channel. Simply contact Nathan.bray at acy.com to get access.